What's up, Chucklefucks? Welcome back to Wrench's Wreckfest, the series where you submit your from-the-depths designs to me for review, and I either praise them for being a fantastic design with little feedback, or shit all over them for them being a terrible design with maybe a side of constructive criticism. And without further ado, let us get into it. Alrighty, starting from the very top, we have the Alkonost D. Alkonost D. This is by Laser. God damn, 763,000 materials. What is this? Whoa! Hold on. Okay. Very interesting hull design, but I don't hate it. Oh, you got a little place for like little landing craft and stuff to come out of. You got your own custom logo. Excellent. Alright, alright. Let's go ahead and let this bad boy into water. Let's take a little bit of a closer look! Go! Nope, she can't be in the water. Not allowed to. Looking up at the front, I like your little helipads. Take a look at this little guy. Interesting gun texture, but I like it. Oh, it's a laser? Oh, that's kind of trippy. I do like how you have the side missile launchers. Although... make custom interceptors. Just saying. Now let's look at these. God, look how small that barrel is. Jesus Christ, it's a diff gun. Oh, holy shit. God damn. I do like the little turret cap design, although I feel like the barrel should be comically large just because it's a 500. When it comes to your bridge, I like the overall design of it, but I feel like the windows can be a little bit more integrated. It is good that you're using the interface screen. Maybe add some kind of a frame around it. Or even just make it like glass blocks with a hollow block around it. But I do like the overall idea of the window. It's just, it needs to be a little bit smoothed out. English. Smoothed out. It kind of looks a bit slapped together. But I like the concept you got. Just needs a little bit of better integrating. Spotlights up top. I would maybe think about making some custom little spotlights. Let's take a look. Basic little interceptor turret, but I like it. Not bad. You got your exhaust vents there. Another one of those. Oh, yeah, look at that. Unmanned aircraft test. UX. Fuck yeah. I love the overall designs of this, although you're clipping a little bit there. But minus that, let's look at these little helicopters. These look like your own versions of an Apache. I respect it. Your front cockpit does look a little bit small, but overall, this is pretty freaking cool. Oh, this is more like what that one experimental helicopter that was going to be. That was like way ahead of its time that America was developing and then abandoned like a fucking idiot. I think it was the Cheyenne. And it had that propeller here in the back. But anyway, see here you got the drop pods for fuel tanks. Yeah, these are actually pretty nice. I like these quite a lot. There's actually not too much I could say about the overall design of this thing. It's actually really fucking cool. You got plenty of details on it, only minor little gripes. This is excellent, Laser. Alright, next is the BC 1K Shortmoba Zatoka. Y'all gotta stop fucking making me have an aneurysm with these goddamn names. This one I can already tell this is gonna be by cringe. Yep, Sector 7. No! Fuck, the colors. God, son of a fucking bitch.
A few moments later.
Okay, we're pausing it right here so I don't have to deal with the fucking fleet colors. Anyway, it's why do you have a thruster there? We'll see what happens with that later. Anyway, overall hull shaping, looks okay. Superstructure, bridge looks alright. Your detection turret up here looks a little bit thick, and it also looks like it's supposed to spin, but it doesn't really look like it has a pivoting point. I would make some kind of more rounded base for this if this does spin. Oh, I do like how you use the like old oil refinery thing to get that like kind of circular-esque shape on that. That's a good idea. I like that. I still think that your mast arms could be thinner and maybe a little bit more rigging going around. You got the custom hatches for the missile interceptors. Very good. I would think of... What the fuck is this? Okay, that's just a weird... Oh, you do not have nearly enough processing power, my boy. That's gonna hurt you quite a lot. Alright, what are these? 406s. You've got enough recoil absorption. 17.4 RPM. What is it firing? It is firing an 8-meter shell. Honestly, Cringe, you're not quite optimized here, but you can't do anything more to it because it's already a 20-part shell. I would just go ahead and up the caliber just enough to where you can get maximum fucking capacity out of this thing. So something like that. So make it like a 416, and then you could just barely adjust your propellant amount there just to get a little bit more out of it. So I'm actually curious. You got good AP, and it's a AP frag. I respect it. And you got emergency ejection views. Very good. So if we up this to a 416, how bad would it be? Whoops, did not mean to take a screenshot. Okay, so you would literally not have to do any adjustments. Your fire rate would go down very little, and your power will go up. I would recommend raising the caliper to 416 to get the max out of that shell. Other than that, the gun looks fine. Honestly, I have no complaints on it. Although I don't know about just the solid block of, you know, neon blue. I would maybe add a little bit more depth to that, but overall, the rest of the turret itself looks fine. It feels like you are missing a little bit. Like, you've got a weird mix. You've got a World War II, World War I-esque style ship with modern aspects and just the weird-ass colors. But you feel like you're missing some greebling, like up here on the deck. Like, this is fine. This looks good. But I feel like it can use more rigging. I feel like your masts need to be, or at least the mast arms need to be thinner, or at least circular. We're not even going to talk about that secondary turret right now. And then, same thing I always say about your smokestacks. Your outlet up here at the top needs more depth, more definity. So it actually, you could tell it's the end of the smokestack instead of looking like it just got randomly cut off. Alright, next one is going to be the Biquirl. Fucking stop with the goddamn names! Christ! You're making me sound dyslexic. This one's by Leon. What is this? That's a little weird. Okay. I do like the suspension layout that you got. I feel like you should add the custom sprockets here on the front and rear there. Is this supposed to be like a LVT or whatever from World War II? If so, the rear, it looks okay, but your fucking bow is so long. Like, if this thing moves forward, it stops too fast. That's just gonna drag along the ground. Your turret cap, I do like it. It's very simple, but I like it. So let's see here. 201, you got enough recoil absorption. 13.8. What kind of shell are you using? You are using a skimmer tip. Shell will have 100% chance to skim back off the water surface. I have never seen anybody use a skimmer tip. I've honestly kind of forgot that was even a thing, because I have legitimately never seen anybody use it. Very good, you got your shell optimized. Good man. I would maybe change that to an AP head, personally, instead of the skimmer head. I do like the extra little supports for, like, the skirts of the tank. And the expanded out texture for the smoke generator, it ain't it, Chief. Like, it doesn't look very good. I would create some other kind of like an elevated section for your exhaust pipe. Oh my god, look at this little guy. Oh my god, he's so cute. Except it doesn't have enough recoil absorption. Restart the gun! Turret cap design-wise looks fine. Yeah, overall, I do like the overall idea of it. It is pretty cool, but I would like maybe cut the bow of this in half. And then it wouldn't look quite as disproportionate. Alright, next one is the Cloud Keeper. This is by Kevin. And he says this is a hyper work in progress. Very interesting. What is this thing's weaponry? No weapon? Nope, no weapons at all. What, I mean, the overall design of it's pretty cool. Its turret cap is very, very fucking large, but I feel like that would look fine if it had a really big and long gun, kind of like almost SP artillery. Your viewport up here looks fine. I like all your detection and stuff. Oh no, it's particle lens. Okay. I do like the animation you got here in the back, but okay. If that's going to be the only weaponry it has, you need to put something up in the front of this thing to try and make it look like it's more balanced out, because right now it looks like it's really heavy in the back because of the turret. That's why I say having like a really long gun would make it look a lot more proportional, and make it look like the weight is more evenly distributed. Because right now it just kind of looks like it has a tumor growing off the back of it. But let's see here, your wheels, and they look fine. And as always, your typical detailing looks fine. Yeah, I would just say that's your big detriment on this thing, is that it looks like it has a tumor growing off the back because you have nothing up in the front to compensate for why it's so fucking large in the back. Alright, next is the Diplomat. This is by Gnome, and he even says that the Diplomat is kind of bad and needs work. Feel free to rant about it. Alright, let's look. Except it's not in the right fucking colors. Okay, we're gonna pause right here. Okay. First thing I'm noticing, fat. Second thing I'm noticing, flat. Like, really flat. Fat and flat. Is this like supposed to be like some kind of like almost like a futuristic AC-130 kind of gunship looking thing? If so, I like the idea. Though it needs some serious work. Like your sides, like right here in these areas, just look really bland, and primarily your belly being so flat, it feels like it needs something else. It feels like it needs some kind of a bridge or more like protruded out thrusters or other like maybe bolted on armor plates. Like I know it's gonna be like a long colors, but maybe some other armored plates just sticking out here on the sides. Kind of like this. Nothing super fancy, but you know, something to just break up the texture. Break it up. Because it kind of looks doo-doo stanky as is. So, yeah, I would just recommend maybe adding these kinds of armor plates on there. Honest to God, your barrel and like mantling and everything looks fine. You've got just enough recoil absorption. Very good. 339.3 RPM. What is the caliber? 205. God damn. That thing fires pretty quick. Is it rail assisted? No, it is not. So that's just a big fucking gun. Ooh, hello. Hang on. I like your custom missile decos. Very good. What is this thing? This is like a decoy. Oh no, it's like a detector. A detector craft. Interesting. But Yeah, that's gonna be your main thing. Your upper side of your craft honestly looks fine. Maybe expand your fins a little bit farther forward. But it's primarily down on your belly where it's so flat and there's nothing else there. So maybe add those armor plates in the front. Maybe add some more like extruded thrusters or bigger like flare outs of where the exhaust is for it. And I think that would help the looks of this thing a lot. Alright, next one is the Dogville, which is by Kevin. It says, turn off the AI movement in order to use or see the idle wheel animation. Okay, alright, it's 4-wheel steer. Oh god, it's a flamer. Oh Jesus, it's a flamer. Ooh, what are these missiles? Hang on. What are these missile decos? Oh, it's a purple flame, goddamn. And I like those missile decos. Good lord. Alright. So... honestly, I would create some kind of a different rim texture. I don't particularly care for that. I don't think it looks very good. Other than that, Flamer, I mean, it's very basic and smaller vehicle. It just looks like a very fast, nimble craft that's meant to annoy the living shit out of enemies, so... honestly, doesn't look bad. I like it. Just a quick little Flamer card. It's coming up to ruin your fucking day. Alright, next is the FFG Nadia Wade. This is by Xenodragon. Let's take a look here. Okay, first off, shiny. Holy fuck, shiny. Cut down the shininess on that. Please. For all things good and holy, cut down on the shininess. Second off, now, hang on, I'm gonna adjust my blue. Oh my god. It's part of the reason I had my settings on, like, thumbnail taking mode, pretty much, or cinematic work. Good lord, that would explain why some things are so fucking bright. Okay. I like the overall modern style. Although, I feel like at the back of this mast, it could have one little section of it coming up, maybe just, like, a little bit farther, as like an actual mast, and then you can have the different like detection arms sitting off the side of it. You know what I mean? Or you maybe even make it like a little bit lower. It doesn't need to be super tall, it's just something like that, and then have some rigging coming down. Now, when it comes to your gun, I would custom deco the barrel there, and I would not use that texture. I think that's one of the flamer textures for the beginning of the barrel. Honestly, I just don't think it looks good. Or maybe it would look better if you did it in a different texture. So let's try a different texture here before I just go off on it. It looks a little better. Maybe it would look a little bit better once you decoed the rest of the barrel. And then maybe made like a solid platform for that camera to mount up onto, so it's not clipping a little bit right there. Mantlet is fine. The rest of your turret shaping honestly looks fine. I would just say that's your big thing that you need to work on there. I like the custom frames you got around your missile launchers there. Your bridge looks good. Oh, you even got yourself a little mannequin there. A little fucking bright in here though. I'm gonna make your radars maybe just a little bit bigger there on the sides. Kind of like this size. Maybe make it just a little more. I would create some kind of different deco or custom texture for some of your detection, because I think just a lot of the default textures for the detection in game just kind of look doo-doo stanky. I would create some taller like secondary masts for that as well, instead of having those little tiny guys, because that would also help fill up that space a little bit better. Other than that, it's just mostly minor details. It looks like you've got the overall shaping down. It's also just a modern ship too, so it's not too terribly difficult to do. So, all right, next is the Grain Sew Pillow Hovercraft Experiment. What the fuck? Pillow? Oh! Oh, look at that! Oh! I bet I know how you did. You probably used wheels for that and used the decos to get them to float around. That's cool. I like that effect. That is really cool. Okay, the rest of this looks pretty good. Masks look good. I like the little exhaust. Your bridge, I would change that to be actual fucking alloy instead of... Well, not alloy. Actual glass. Instead of making your windows fucking alloy. The fucking window!
3 days later.
Oh, okay. Let's look back here. I would make the propellers back here look like they're actually spinning, whether that be put them on a spin block or make them actual propellers. That will be up to you to do, but I guess that is up to you. It's also surprisingly cheap for how expensive it looks. Does it actually float on water? Oh my god, it actually does. It really does. That's pretty cool. So it is actually amphibious. That is very neat. Although, the fuck shit. The fuck shit is strong with this one. Alright, next is the Harlequin. This is by Gnome. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. God damn it, the fuck powers. I keep forgetting. I don't have to worry about that with Minecraft. Anywho. Okay. Okay. The main thing I'm seeing here is I think the shaping of it looks fine. Although it looks a little bit funny with how the turret is sitting down here. I feel like there should be more of a flared out base of where the turret is mounted to make it look a little bit more flush instead of just like an afterthought slapped and glued to the bottom. It looks fine up top. It looks like it's supposed to be there. This one doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. So I would recommend making some kind of a bigger flared out base and maybe adjusting the sloping that you have on the turret cap itself to make that look a little bit better. What is this? Good God. Recoilless rifle. Fucking excuse me? Is this just like a diff gun? Fucking Christ, I'm going to assume yes. Yeah, it's a 10 clip length. Yeah, it's a diff gun. Good lord. Oh my lord. That thing is fucking spicy. It also, you barely don't have enough processing power. I wouldn't even worry about it at that point. 99% is good enough to be. Now, what do you have? Let's see here. You are a 63mm. You do not have nearly enough recoil absorption. And your rate of fire is 301. What are you using as a shell? Hesh. Okay. Well, buddy old pal, you know the fucking drill. Restart the fucking gun. Let's see here. I like the extra little details you've got on the sides, although it's kind of weird that you have shovel and hammer sitting on the outside on a flying craft. It makes sense on a tank, but on a hovercraft? I don't know the logic on that one too much. But overall, design-wise, I think it's pretty cool. I would maybe integrate the coincidence rangefinder as well down into the turret a little bit more and stick out, and instead of it just actually just sitting up on top of it. Ooh, I do like your custom logo there, though. Very nice. Yeah, just those few things I'd really work on that would absolutely help the overall looks of this thing quite a lot. Okay, next one is the LAS Cone Snail Submarine. This is by Etis on Discord. God, y'all have me making me have a fucking stroke. Whoa, that is an interesting layout for a sub, but I like it because it's not just a big old fucking tube. I like how different it is. I love oh, you've even got like the exposed gears for it turning. That's cool. I like that a lot. I like your steering and your propulsion on that quite a lot. By the time you get out of the water, it's too late. Your different exhausts you got there. Are these actual missiles? Yes. Although, I would recommend making some custom missile decos, as always. You got your intake there. Good lord. Big fuck off guns. These are pure rail guns. You've got enough recoil absorption. You've got enough rail capacity. Very good. 18.4 RPM. Good lord. This thing looks terrifying. Hydro pump. 80,000 rail draw. Christ. Fuck. That is... that is a lot. That's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. I do like your turret cap. I would maybe make a rounded, like, inner base for the mantlet. That way, when the gun is actually aiming upwards, it looks like it has something to pivot on. Just because I don't think I explained that very well. Let me... God damn! You know, I'll just put it here. And we'll come here like that, and then we'll come here like that, and then there like that. You know, just something like that. Obviously, make it to where it's not showing out here. But you get my idea. Some kind of a rounded base to the mantlet, so it looks like it has something to pivot on. It's good. You got your barrels decoed. I like the little rangefinder, or I guess in this case sonar, that you got there. I feel like you could use for maybe smoothing out the angles on the hull, just decoing the angles to, like, instead of it just being a 4-meter beam and then two 4-meter flat beams there, just go ahead and deco it to be like 3 times the length. That way it just makes it look a little bit cleaner, you know, something like that. Go ahead and do that for all of your slopes here. I feel like it needs maybe a steeper angle here on the side, because I feel like it has too much of a flat side currently. I would maybe do something to where maybe it's a little bit more rounded. You could figure out more the implementing it, but this is just purely to get you the idea. But something, you know, just kind of like that. Making it a little bit steeper. You can even use like a 3-meter beam or even a 4-meter if you really wanted to. But just something to kind of add a little bit of extra depth to your flat sides that you've got on this. I think that's probably your biggest downside on this, is that the sides of this are so flat and your angles are so... like, you don't have hardly any, like, rounded angles or anything. I feel like you need to do something more like this with the edges. I think that would help quite a lot. Other than that, it looks pretty fucking cool. I like it. Alright, next one is the Messenger Mark II Deco. This is the last one from Gnome. I am glad I am seeing more things than just suicide nukes from Gnome. It is very nice. Good fucking Christ. You know, I'm not even gonna bother respawning this thing, and I don't feel like having to deal with the colors. Okay, I think we've looked at these little jets before. Yes, we have. Oh my god. I would deco that barrel. That way it makes it look a lot more integrated. Or make some kind of like a flared out mantlet for the barrel on these. That way it doesn't look so off. And then maybe make some kind of like detection suite, like up here in the front, so it looks like it has some way to be able to see. Now, and the main thing of this... oh, that is fucking whack. You've got like your weird ass like ion core thing. I don't know how the fuck you do this, but either way, these look really funny. These look like a face. Those look like a face. I don't know how I care for those. What are these? Are these all suicide? Are these all nukes? They look like nukes. I think they are. Anyway. I feel like it needs more of a larger bridge. Because right now, currently, the bridge that you got, your glass, just, I mean, this also could be just because of the fleet colors, but it kind of doesn't really stand out a lot. And I feel like it needs to be larger for how fucking big this craft is. Your flight deck and everything, it looks alright. Maybe a few more markings along the side. You can maybe even add some, like, some of those dots or some of those little lights there on the side, marking where the edges of the runway are. But yeah, I'm saying that's going to be your big thing, is having just a bigger bridge is going to help this thing a lot. Because right now it just looks really weird. And I would also do something a little bit different with like your corners here. Them just basically coming to a straight edge and out just doesn't look good. I would maybe curve it a little bit, or make some kind of like a flare out, or do something different other than it just looking like literally a giant fucking cardboard box with holes in it. Alright, next is the Opportunity. This is I think a bomber. This is from Elite Lyon. Oh, okay, so this is like that weird ass, like, I think it was a German one. Your wings look fine. Your cockpit's kind of funky. I do like the little exposed gun that you got in the back, although I feel like this rear wing could be bigger. I also feel like your fuselage could slim down a little bit coming to the back. And I feel like it needs some other kind of like more exposed exhaust pipes, or make them like stick out a little bit farther, make them look better. Overall, the engine itself and the propeller, I think, looks fine. I feel like something here, like it doesn't look like there's any way to actually get into the cab of this thing, or the fuselage. So I would make some kind of like a door or access hatch, something like that. What have you got for weaponry? Oh, you even got landing gear. Okay, that's kind of cool. What do you have for weaponry? Ooh. I see custom bombs. Sweet. Very interesting texture. But I don't hate it. Huh. Cool. Yeah, I would just make those few changes to your fuselage and your engine shaft, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you would call it. But, yeah, other than that, it looks pretty cool. Alright, next is a craft that is by Chess. This is I don't know what it is, but it's the Paddock Locust Walking. Very specific name. Whoa. God damn. Okay. How has this thing declined? It seems to have a little bit of trouble getting around, but the overall design of this thing looks so fucking... Here, let me get this on some better terrain before I continue going. Whoops! Didn't mean to take a screenshot. Whatever. We're gonna pause it. Nah, this looks badass. The one thing I am seeing is maybe I would make these a little bit bigger, or maybe glow a little bit more to make it look like that's really the central weapon. But I love the like armor scaling that you got on the legs and on the sides. All of your different vents and stuff back here are really good. God, this is fucking cool. Yeah, I really love the like armored scaling plates that you got on there. That's what fucking sells it for me. But yeah, I would have made the weapons for this a little bit more pronounced. It would have made them a little bit bigger, definitely glow a lot more, to make it stand out just a bit more from, you know, the like joints on the legs and stuff like that. But overall, this thing is fucking badass. I love this. Alright, next one is from Elite Lyon. This is going to be the Peridot. What is this thing? Oh my god, this is like some weird funk-ass tugboat kind of thing. What the hell? I like the smokestack that you got. The hull I do like. I like how different it is. Your secondaries up here, I feel like the shell around them honestly needs to be smaller. I think the gun itself and like it being an open back, I respect that because it is a pain in the ass to do these kinds of guns. It absolutely is. So I love that. But I feel like the outer shell needs to be compressed a little bit. It looks a little bit too big. Your bridge, I don't know about it being sloped back kind of like that. I would maybe instead make it more along the lines of... Well, hang on. Let me fucking do this. I would personally rather see it flare forward like that. And then the porthole window things that you've got, honestly, I don't like. I would rather it just be like a solid block and then make like a frame around it instead of the portholes. Your lifeboats, and they're lacking a little bit of... They're a little bit too sharp angled. Like, I feel like they need to have more of a slope coming back, but I respect that you make a custom boat deco. Got a big old hose reels, cargo container, or a cargo door, I suppose. Yeah, I like the overall idea of it. Oh, and I like that the exposed gun on this and just a little shield. I love the exposed guns. But yeah, that's going to be my main thing. Is just make those outer shells for those guns smaller, and I would change the kind of angles that you got on the bridge, and then change out these windows for like a solid glass with some frames. But other than that, it looks pretty cool. I like it. Alright, next one is the S7 BB01 Lone Star. This is by Oddmed Gaming. This looks like it's going to be a fan build for Cringe. Didn't I look at this last week? I thought I looked at this last week. Yeah, because this is like Texas, although I don't remember you having the... Oh my god, the fat fucking little plane. Christ, it is really fat. I would deco that to be like half the size on the fuselage. I think the wings look fine, but the fuselage is fucking huge. Yeah, I don't remember you having the aircraft ramp on that one. Your custom AAs look good. Yeah, it looks a lot of the same from last time. So, I'm not sure why I'm looking at this again. Cranes look good. All these secondaries do look good. All the custom secondaries look great. Oh man, you even have the custom casemates and stuff here. Very good. Anchors look fine. Oh god, it's the fucking Krab. Smokestacks are still too small. Yeah, it's about a lot of the same stuff as last time. Also, Cringe, because fuck you. This is what I say to your Krab. Alright, next is the Smith B class missile frigate. This is by Cole. Looks kind of similar to some of the other ones that you have submitted before. Like, superstructure is looking really fucking close to other ones that you have submitted, but we'll go ahead and look at this. I like the angled missile launcher you got there. Your torpedo launcher is good. Overall mast is good. I like the custom missile deco and launcher. What are these secondaries? 76 mils. Good, you got enough recoil absorption. Gun's fairly balanced. Z battery. 2 Valhalla. Anyway, whoop, nope. I don't wanna blow up this. Ooh, let's take a look at these. Okay, they're very basic. They can use a little bit more detail. But I like how you've got the flares coming out of the angle like that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Bridge looks good. Custom radars look good. Yeah, see, the superstructure of this looks really familiar to some of your other ones. I don't remember these guns though, but hull is smoothed out, very good. Some railings. Yeah, overall this is really good. Like, I don't have anything I can really improve upon this, because you have improved on everything that I have said that you've needed improvement on in the past, so I don't have anything to say. Okay, now we have the Bingle Hoover, which is by Darth Hillman the Wise. What is this thing? What is this little thing? What the fuck are these guns? What the fuck is this? These turret caps are fucking ridiculous. Super large, and then you have these tiny little guns. Like, what the fuck kind of World War Neater 1918 style short ass barrels is this shit? Your hull is really short. The above water section is really short. Your superstructure is lacking basically any kind of detail whatsoever. Why the fuck are you using the 60 mil autocannons? Like, you're missing like a secondary mast. Your front superstructure is basically non-existent. You have nothing else protruding from this superstructure. There are no doors. There's no windows. There's no other decks. There's no anchors. There's no greebling. There's no nothing. What the fuck is this thing? Your smokestack looks okay, but there's hardly anything on it. Alright, next one is the Too Much Tumble, Not Enough Home by on Discord. Ooh, god damn! Damn, she fucking thick! Christ! She tumbled on my home until I don't know. Okay. Basic turret cap. I don't know if I would go with the gold rings on it, but other than that, it looks alright. Basically little mini versions of it. I would honestly move the barrels into Matlet up a little bit. They look a little bit too far down. I feel like you're missing something here. Like, there's just a big open space there. Like, I feel like there could be like another elevated deck or something up there, or maybe you can move that mast back a little bit or something like that, because it just feels like it's missing something right in this area. Also, way too many portholes, and being able to see right through the ship like that looks really fucking weird, and it looks like it's damaged even though it's not. You've got a... Why do you have a mixture of like custom guns and the casemates? It's kind of weird. What are these things? These are 150s. You do not have enough recoil absorption. Fuck! And 16.9 RPM. What are you using for a shell? An AP heat. Okay, respectable. You do not have it optimized. So hold on. Just add one more part count to it, and then adjust your gunpowder a little bit. And then, boom, like so. And now we refill the shells. And pause it again. Oh no! It basically did not fucking change your fire rate, and it gave you a little bit more out of it. Very simple, very easy. Fucking do it more often. Tons of little tiny lifeboats. I feel like you should add like a few bigger lifeboats for like the officers and stuff. I do like the extra little deck you got hanging off here in the rear. Yeah, I think a lot of it just has boiled down to just there's the big open gap right here, and it needs something. Okay, and the last one is... Whoops. Alright, and the last one is the Triton Battle Cruiser Wreckfest paint. Thank you, Potat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, good lord, it's this thing. So, in other words, fuck you, and fuck all of your armor, and fuck everything about you, because this thing is coming to bend you over and fuck you raw. You don't have enough recoil absorption. I've spoken to you about this before, Potat. I don't care if it'll take like 20 minutes of going into battle and constantly firing before it actually runs out of recoil absorption. I don't care! You got enough rail use. 39.1 RPM. Jesus, the fucking name. God damn. Sabo, high explosive solid emergency. Good lord. This thing is a nasty looking ship. And it is absolutely downright vile what it will do to you. I know what it will do to you. As always, I love the styling that you got, Potat. Your turret cap's fucking beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss. I have nothing to say about them. I would still add the different like little support beams coming down on your windows to make them look like they actually have solid supports holding up the top part of your superstructure instead of it just looking like it's just glass that's holding it. And then I still feel like you should do some kind of like a solid mast, like a solid thick mast coming up instead of this weird kind of multiple legged mast. I don't exactly know what you would call it. I think I've talked to you. I've said something about that in previous designs. And looks pretty good. Yeah, it's just overall beautiful fucking ship. Beautiful. And also absolutely and utterly terrifying. Alrighty, and with that, I believe that takes us to our close of this session of Wrench's Wreckfest. Now, here's an announcement. Please pay attention. We are making a change to the rules of Wreckfest. We're getting enough people participating now, which is a good thing, that it's becoming a bit difficult to get these videos to be under an hour without cutting out a absolute shit ton. So, we are going to change the submission amount every week from 3 to 2. I'll put an announcement in my Discord server and change and let everybody know the rule change. So, you can now submit 2 designs per week instead of 3. That way it cuts down on the amount I'm having to do so I can keep these videos shorter and not fucking hour and a half long. So, hopefully a lot of you will understand that. But anyway, thank you to those who submitted your crap for review. I appreciate it. You're giving me somewhat easy content. And unless it's the people like Gnome that will make game-breaking shit that breaks my brain. But anyway, thank you all for submitting. And if you want to go ahead and start submitting your craft for review, you can by joining the Discord link down below. And then you could go down to the Wrench's Wreckfest tab, and you could submit, as I said now, up to 2 submissions, 2 blueprints every week. The deadline is Sunday at 12 p.m. CTE. And then if you submit your craft before that deadline, yours will be in the following week's video. That way it gives me a week to be able to make the video. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you chucklefucks in the next one.